also suffers from a mental crash, but he starts to hear the anxiety of the people that come to see him. Now this might seem a little bit of a stretch, but it happens to me. I can hear your anxiety, and I hear it as sound. I started to hear music when I was about 11, maybe a bit younger. I started to hear it in the air. And for a long time, that's what I wanted to hear when I was a composer. I wanted to hear the music that I heard when I was a kid. But now what I hear when I try to listen to the air around an audience, what's going on in an audience, even when I'm playing music, is I hear a sound that's coming from the audience. So I took that as an indication for the story and wrote these essays based on the conversations that I had with people walking around Richmond and Sheen and Twickenham, where I was living at the time, about the things that they're concerned about all the things that worry them. Some of them, I remember one conversation I had with somebody who was really, really terrified. Was this old lady that just kept repeating over and over again, where have the sparrows gone? Where are the sparrows? You know, and somebody else talking about the fact that male ducks rape female ducks. There was all kinds of weird stuff that people spoke about. But obviously more logical stuff that I spoke about earlier. Anyway, so I wrote these essays, and I thought I'll compose I'll write orchestral pieces. I couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. I tried and I couldn't do it. And you'll see why in a minute. And what I did in the end was I got my friend James Townshend and his wife, James Morgan and his wife Julia Potion, to do a test. And this was the first one that they did for me. I'll play it now. It's a soundscape. I can't remember what it's about, but it doesn't really matter. It's something that Walter, my hero in the story, is on stage at Bingham's. He hears this sound and it interrupts his performing in the whole reason. Here we go. Sounds straightforward. She had a couple of instances where she'd been in the supermarket and just lost her little daughter for 10 minutes or 5 minutes and just the incredible distress that she felt was like nothing she'd ever experienced. So I was trying to tell her, and they did this wonderful version of it. I did an electronic music version of it. Playing the electronic one, this is the one I tried to do myself. Yeah, there you go. When I finished that, I think I had this fantastic collection of electronic music instruments, and when I finished this, I donated them all to my old university, in the hope I would never see them again. And